Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, under the thick canopy where the sunlight barely reaches, two tribes lived in perpetual conflict. One was a tribe of hunters, swift and deadly with their bows. The other, a community of farmers, nurtured the earth and lived off its gifts. Between them lay an uncharted jungle, dense, treacherous and nearly impassable. For generations, the tribes had coexisted in fragile hostility, each wary of the other. But one night, everything changed. Without warning, the hunters attacked the farmers' village. Flaming arrows cut through the darkness, setting homes ablaze. Chaos erupted as the farmers awoke to a nightmare of destruction. Families scattered, trying desperately to salvage what little they could. But amid the screams and crackling fire, something even more horrifying happened. The hunters seized the chieftain's infant son and vanished into the shadows. As dawn broke, the farmers, devastated and grieving, gathered to decide their course of action. The strongest warriors swore to bring the child back. Their leader, determined yet wary of the merciless jungle, chose the best among them. Men skilled with the machete, men who had braved storms and floods, men whose strength had never been questioned. And so they set out. The jungle did not welcome them. Vines wrapped around their limbs like shackles, thorns tore at their flesh, and the thick air suffocated their every breath. They pressed forward, hacking through the undergrowth, but the deeper they went, the more the jungle resisted. It whispered threats with the rustling of unseen creatures, and when darkness fell, its warning turned into a roar. Strange calls echoed through the trees. Jaguars, spirits. The night swallowed their courage, forcing them to retreat. The next morning, they tried again. Step by step, they pushed forward, but every inch cost them dearly. Their food dwindled, their bodies weakened. Every attempt took them a little further, but the jungle always found a way to halt their progress. 5 days passed. 5 days of wounds, fear and exhaustion. And then, reluctantly, painfully, they made a choice. The jungle had won. The baby was lost. Silence followed them as they turned back, each step heavier than the last. But then, something impossible happened. Out of the very heart of the jungle, through the tangled vines and endless shadows, emerged the chieftain's wife. In her arms, the baby, safe, unharmed. The warriors stood frozen, disbelief written across their faces. Finally, one of the tallest men, his voice shaking, asked, "How did you make it? We, strong men, trained and prepared, could not find a way. How did you?" The mother looked down at her child, her eyes filled with something deeper than exhaustion, something stronger than fear. She lifted her gaze and said simply, "Because it wasn't your baby." What does this mean for us? There are people who stop at the first obstacle, and there are people who refuse to stop at all. What's the difference? It's not strength. The warriors were the strongest of their tribe, yet they failed. It's not skill. They were trained, yet they turned back. It's not experience. They had seen battle, yet they surrendered. It's purpose. The mother had no weapons, no maps, no warriors beside her, but she had a reason so deep, so undeniable that no jungle, no danger, no fear could stand in her way. Now ask yourself, what's the baby in your life? What purpose would make you unstoppable? Are you truly living with that purpose or just going through the motions? When was the last time you did something not because it was easy, but because it mattered? Most people live like the warriors, logical, strategic, hesitant. But history is not written by the ones who play it safe. It is shaped by those who, like the mother, refuse to let the jungle decide their fate. Here's a fact. Studies show that people with a strong sense of purpose live longer, recover faster from illness, and are significantly more resilient in the face of challenges. Because when you know your why, you will figure out anyhow. So today, take a moment to reflect. What are you fighting for? And more importantly, will you stop when the jungle resists, or will you push through because you know it's your baby? Thank you for watching.